Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how I analyze best performing Facebook ads and write new concepts to scale, the metrics that I'm using to analyze a Facebook ad account and the ads that we're running, especially video ads. And then I'm also going to show you a real life example from one of our clients where we're breaking down two of their best performing ads and we're extrapolating the learnings from them, and then we're using them to create a new concept. I don't know how long this video is going to be, perhaps 15-20 minutes long. And I really believe that it's going to be very, very valuable for you if you are spending anything between 3, 4, 5, 10,000, 20,000 euros on ads per month, and you're not actively analyzing your best performing ads and you don't know how to do this efficiently. With that out of the way, what most brands, they fail to realize is that Facebook is a tool that marketers use to test hypotheses, get learnings, and get feedback on their hypotheses so that they can come up with a more qualitative input next time they create ads. So that they're constantly trying to create ads that perform better and better. The frame of mind that we have when we're utilizing Facebook is that the outcome is always that we can drive more scalability to a business, but the input is always, as I say here, it's always better ads. Because higher ROAS, more revenue, more profit, lower CPAs and all of this is always an output to an input. That is essentially how we're able to create, for example, this result here where we have spent $250,000 on Facebook ads and we've generated $950,000 in return. Or here where we spent almost $400,000 and generated $1.4 million in return. Or here where we spent $150,000 and generated $494,000. I could go on and on with the results that we've generated for our clients. They're also on the on my website. So yeah, there are 5 metrics that we use to analyze our Facebook ads performance with. And the first one is how many times are our ads viewed on average on a daily level? How well does our ads capture attention? How well does our ads retain attention? And how well does it convert the click? And also, what is the ROAS of new customers? Just to cover them briefly, I think they're very important to understand so that we can go through the breakdown of the live example later in this video. But basically, frequency on a daily level is very important to understand, because this tells you how well or what stages of the funnel that you're actually targeting. And quickly, just to cover it, anything above 1.15 on a daily frequency level is it starts to get outside of the top funnel. So you want to be below 1.15 in your top funnel. Then you want to be between 1.15 and 1.3 in your mid funnel, and anything above 1.3x is considered bottom funnel. What you will notice as well inside your ad account is that if you are having a difficult time to scale your ad spend on Meta, and every time you scale your CPA goes through the roof or whatever, it becomes unprofitable for you to scale further, then it's most likely because you will see this in your frequency as well, that your daily frequency levels are above that 1.15x and you're not unlocking new audiences. So this is the first thing that we start to analyze inside an ad account. How good are we at hitting new audiences? And that is where the daily frequency level comes in. How good are our ads at capturing attention? This is what the hook rate tells you. And this is really the first step or the first stage inside your funnel, from going from capturing someone's attention to converting it to a click. So this is the second thing that we analyze is what is our hook rate. Here we have a general benchmark of at least 30%, but this is also very account specific and industry specific and business specific. You may have like a benchmark of 40%. It really depends on how good you've done in the past, if you've found the formula and whatnot. But general rule of thumb, 30% is what you should go for. And then we have the retention in the ads, which is the hold rate. And here we have like another benchmark of 40%. Again, it really depends on case to case, because we also have ads or clients where we are seeing like 50%. And the way that we calculate this is just that we take the amount of people who have seen our ads from the first 3 seconds to a through play. That is how we calculate that. And how well does the ads convert into a click in a percentage wise? This is where our CTR, outbound click-through rate, is what we are monitoring here. And we have a benchmark of 1%. But again, it really depends on your AOV, your offer, etc. Where we have clients where the AOV is like $50. Here, the CTR is obviously going to be higher than that of someone who's selling like a product for $1K. So yeah, it depends on the AOV a lot. then what is the ROAS of new customers? Facebook is, in my opinion, really made for generating new customers to a business. So for that, we use Triple Whale to track how good of a job we are at generating new customers to the business. And then we're tracking the ROAS of the new customers that we're generating, because most of the ecom clients that we're working with, they also have like strong retention strategies in place. And if you're just tracking, let's say, ROAS, then you will get a skewed view of how good you are at generating new customers to your business. You would actually not even be able to track this inside Facebook. This is what most brands they are looking at, just the ROAS overall, but this is blended with their existing customers, and that is something that can skew your results a lot. So with that out of the way, there's a lot of metrics to analyze, and you want to use all of them to paint the full picture of your overall performance. The columns that we use is these right here. We have 24 metrics or KPIs that we are tracking inside our Facebook ad account. First thing is delivery, amount spent, reach, impressions. Then we have the frequency, and then we have the hook rate, we have the hold rate, we have the outbound clicks, we have the cost per outbound click, then we have landing page views, we have cost per landing page view, unique outbound CTR, we have cost per unique outbound click, like how many unique people are we getting onto the page as well. We have CPM, then adds to cart. This is when our conversion funnel starts. The cost per add to cart, checkout initiated, cost per checkout initiated, purchases, cost per purchase, or your CPA, your purchase ROAS, and your purchase conversion value. And then we actually also track for AOV. So that is the columns that we have set up. And with that out of the way, let's try and dive into how it is that we are actually analyzing our ads that we are running for our clients with a real life example as well. The first thing here that I want to cover is, where do you actually start? Like, what ads should you be analyzing? And here you always start your analysis with analyzing what takes the majority of spend inside your ad account. This is always what we analyze first, is what is taking majority of spend, because the ads that are not taking majority of spend and that are not really taking that much spend, I would not really say that they're interesting because they don't have enough data. So basically, go into your top funnel campaign or whatever and sort by spend and look at the last 7 days, look at the last 14 days, and look at the last 30 days. And there's a setting inside Facebook Ads Manager where you can see, how does it compare to previous period. This is actually a really good feature so that you can see if something is starting to get more and more spend and whatnot, and what percentage increases or decreases it's having. But here, for example, you can see this ad has 370,000 NOK in spend, or this one 328,000, 289,000. So these ads, they have so much data behind them, and this is ads that the Facebook algorithm has picked out to be the best performing ads, or those ads that can really tolerate a lot of spend inside the ad account. Yeah, I have 2 examples with me here today. One Victoria, June, July, and one with Jeanette. We can just play the hook and you can get an understanding of what is being said. But the hook in the Victoria one is saying, are you using a robotic vacuum cleaner during summer? And the hook from Jeanette is saying, is it time to change spare parts? And then the body of both videos are the same, and the body is, I would say, is equally important as the hook, because if the body start is not like compositioned, then you're going to see that your hold rate is going to fall. It's going to start tanking. So the body start here is, during summer we bring in dust, sand, and pollen particles, and the robotic vacuum cleaner works on overtime. So we just play them here.
Bruker du robotstøvsuger I sommer? Da må du få med deg dette. Om sommeren drar vi inn støv, sand og pollen.
På tide å bytte deler. Om sommeren drar vi med oss støv, sand og pollen inn, og robot.
Yeah, so these are the ads that are taking the majority of spend the last 7 days, and the second most spend is this one over here. So if we start breaking down the metrics that we are seeing here, this is what we'll be looking for. So if we just take the ad one with Victoria, we can see that, okay, we have a lot of reads, we have a lot of impressions on this the last 7 days, and we can see the daily frequency is below that of 1.15x. So this is truly a top funnel ad. We're hitting a lot of new people with this. We're not utilizing this as retargeting. You can also see that in the reach and the impressions. It's really just hitting new audiences or new people all the time. Secondly is the hook rate. We are above our benchmark of that of 30%, but our hold rate is severely below that of 30%. Our general benchmark here. But for this account here, it's not really that bad of a hold rate of 15% because of the nature of the product. We're selling robotic vacuum cleaner spare parts. Once people realize this, then we typically just see that most people are naturally just dropping off because of the nature of the product. It's really not that interesting. It doesn't have the desired outcome that are as strong as, for example, beauty brands or supplements and whatnot. So the hold rate is well below our benchmark of 34%. And we have the Jeanette one. Here we can see totally different numbers when we're analyzing that. Here we can see the daily frequency is as well below that of 1.15x. So we are hitting, we are targeting in the top funnel with this, but our hook rate is performing worse than that of the Victoria one. We can see that it is generally at 20% compared to 34%, but the hold rate is actually better. The hold rate here is at 31%. So what can we take of learnings when we have analyzed these two ads side by side and looked at the frequency, the hold rate, and the hook rate? So we can see that this ad up here, actually I can just go down here, my thoughts at this point. What I notice with Victoria is that the first 3 seconds, there's relevancy in the hook, the summer, and the audience call out being that and just go up here. The hook is, are you using a robotic vacuum cleaner during summer? So this is very audience specific. It calls out the audience that you have a robotic vacuum cleaner, and that is summer. Then there's also an in-motion hook, which keeps people from scrolling. Like when something moves, we as humans, we are more drawn to it. So that's also important. And then after that, if we just see here, after the first 3 seconds, then this right here is very much the same clip, which is then decreasing the hold rate. I think after having analyzed this, if we go into the Jeanette one, then we can see that after the first 3 seconds, like the hook isn't loud and clear. There's no captions really. There's just this caption in the beginning. And then after, from the 3rd to the 10th second, it feels more like a tip/trick video than an actual ad. Also because the sound quality is not that great. It feels more like a mommy hack video. Sorry for that. If we just go in here.
Deler. Om sommeren drar vi med oss støv, sand og pollen inn, og roboten jobber overtid. Derfor gir jeg den litt ekstra vedlikehold nå.
It feels much more like a DIY video rather than an ad here. And that's also why we are seeing, I believe, a higher hold rate throughout the video. So what are the key takeaways and the building blocks from these two ads now so that we can go ahead and create new ads that we want to test? First and foremost, the inclusion of a girl catches people's attention. That's also one of the things that I noticed with the Victoria ad, that, hey, we have a girl that looks good and this is appealing to a broader audience. This stops people from scrolling. People resonate with people. So having a girl in the ad is what catches people's attention. Then relevancy is incorporated. In the start of the hook, speaking into the fact that this is summer and there's a lot of pollen and dust in the air. And we believe that this is a key message to have for the brand to speak into the to the audience and say, you have the ability to increase the lifespan of your robotic vacuum cleaner, or you have the ability to increase the performance of it. We believe that this is key to have in the hook, that there's some sort of relevancy. Otherwise, you're not going to have people continue watching the video, or you're not going to have people take action on it. When we looked into the conversion data on these two ads, then this is the one that are also delivering the highest ROAS and the highest NC ROAS. Next, creators to test. How would I go ahead and create new ads based on my hypotheses here? If we have video 1, we want to take the hook, so the first 3 seconds from this video, and then we want to combine it with the body from Jeanette with Victoria's voiceover.
På tide å bytte deler. Om sommeren drar vi med oss støv, sand og pollen inn, og roboten
just like that, and then we want to have the sound effects from this video.
Roboten jobber overtid. Derfor gir jeg den litt ekstra vedlikehold.
You can hear how there's more things that are going on, and it becomes sort of like ASMR than this.
Og roboten jobber virkelig på overtid. Da må filter og børsten byttes jevnlig.
So we want to combine that and make one video from that. And then video number 2, we want to create a split screen video combining the video ad number 1 with Victoria and video from Jeanette, where we're using Victoria speak and hook, and then we use Jeanette B-roll footage. So think of it where we have Victoria up in the top of this video, and then we have the robotic vacuum cleaner here in the bottom. Just so that we're trying to split test on that hook and that hold rate. And video number 3, where we create a whole new video with the following script. So here we want to have a hook where we're saying there is a chance that your robotic vacuum cleaner is singing its final verse this summer, and it has to do with pollen, dust, and sand that are getting into your house during the summer. Hook 2, you may be liking that beautiful summer weather, but your robotic vacuum cleaner is gasping for air. And then number 3 is you can just call out pollen, dust, sand. This is what ultimately kills your robotic vacuum cleaner. So you have like pollen, you have dust, you have sand, and this is what ultimately kills your robotic vacuum cleaner. So you're calling out the audience here that obviously you will not be watching this video if you didn't have a robotic vacuum cleaner. And then you just have the rest of the script that are saying all of these particles is what gets into the system of your robotic vacuum cleaner. You're trying to magnify the problem here, and in worst case, then you have to buy a new robotic vacuum cleaner because it ends up dying on you. So you're again magnifying the problem that you have to go out and sacrifice, $1,000 to get a new robotic vacuum cleaner because you weren't maintaining it properly. And you don't want that to happen, right? The solution is very simple. Give your robotic vacuum cleaner the care that it needs, change the spare parts, and avoid having to spend some annoying money over the summer. So you're just, injecting some fear here, you could say. I always buy my spare parts from this brand. They have fast delivery. They have spare parts for all brands and models, really, and their prices are the best. Click the link and go to Robotudstyr and buy the spare parts for your robotic vacuum cleaner today. This is just a script that I would then go ahead and test. And this was just taken from the learnings that we got from just analyzing inside the ad accounts, analyzing the data that we had from our ads that are taking the majority of spend. I believe that this is so important. It is also for many brands the boring part of running Facebook ads, but this is necessary when you're trying to constantly build on top of your learnings and create better ads that you can scale with. If you have any questions to this, or you want my take on your current ads, then you can schedule a discovery call in the bottom of this video, where I will personally analyze your ad account, I'll personally analyze your ads and come up with my view on how you could effectively improve your entire setup and your overall digital appearance. I really hope that you liked this video, and I hope that you got a lot of value from watching it. Have a great day, and bye-bye.